Hello everyone, welcome back. Today in this episode I am going to discuss with you how to solve word problem based on quadratic equation. Now, since there are so many types of problems are there, so there is not a general technique where you can apply those techniques and you will get your formulation part and then you will proceed with your solution. But how you can proceed, that is what is the general rule you can apply so that you can easily solve the word problems. Now, the entire algorithm is like, and word problem is given to you, then you need to formulate, then you need to find out the solution, and then we need to consider the values of x which are applicable. Take those x, those value of variable, now first three part you might understand that okay, what problem is given to you, you need to formulate, then you need to proceed with the solution. What is this meaning of this term? Take those value of x which are applicable. Now suppose an word problem related to age is given. Once you are solving the problem, you are getting two values of x. One is coming as 0 or negative, another is positive. So obviously in case of age, it should not be 0 or it should not be negative. So we need to avoid the values of those values of x which are negative. Consider another case, suppose height is given, you need to find out the height and one of the value of x is coming as negative, so you need to avoid. Suppose we have to find out the number of men and one answer is coming as a fraction, one value of x is coming as fraction, so you need to avoid the fraction because number of men is always been a natural number, so it should not be a fraction. So these things you need to keep in mind. Clear? Now if you go through the entire problem as the word problem is given in your textbook, I classify the problem into different categories. Now, today I am going to give you some general guidelines how you are going to consider the variables. So first type of problem you are going to face is problem based on numbers. Based on numbers. Suppose the question is given as find two consecutive natural number or find two consecutive integer. So in that case, you need to consider two consecutive number as x and x plus 1. X and x plus 1 because consecutive numbers are like 2 and 3, 4 and 5. So we consider the consecutive number as x and x plus 1. So once you get the values of x, you need to take care, we need to find out x plus 1 also. Suppose your answer is coming as x is equal to 2 and 3. Clear? So your consecutive number will be 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. I'll discuss in detail once I am solving the problem. Particularly I am giving you the ideas how we are going to consider our variable. So first, if it is given that two consecutive number, whether it is natural number, integer, real number, or suppose whole number, so we can consider the consecutive number as x and x plus 1. Moving into the second, suppose if it is given that two consecutive even number, two consecutive even number or two consecutive odd number. So in case of two consecutive even number or two consecutive odd number, the difference between two even number or two odd number is 2. Suppose one even number is 2, so another even number is 4, another even number is 6, another even number is 8. So you are getting a difference of 2. Similarly, in case of odd number, you are getting a difference of 2, 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on. So in case of even number, we consider the number as 2x, 2x plus 2. 2x, 2x plus 2, and in case of odd number we consider it as 2x plus 1 and 2x plus 3. Now sometime you might across that, can I consider this as x and x plus 2, odd number as x and x plus 2? I personally believe that you need to avoid this. Now see, for whatever the value of x, we don't know the value of x. So now if you consider x and x plus 2, then suppose if I say, you are considering this as an even number. Let the even number be x and x plus 2. So if I say what will happen if x takes the value 1, then you are getting 1 and 3. Now if you consider the even number as 2x and 2x plus 2, whatever be the value of x you are getting, you always land yourself in an even number. If it is 0, if it is 1, if it is 2, if it is 3, 2x and 2x plus 2 is always be an even number. But in case of x and x plus 2, suppose x is 1, then it will become odd, and if x is 2, then it will become even. Now suppose consider 2x plus 1 and 2x plus 3. So whatever be the value of x, see, you are always getting an odd number. Suppose x is equal to 0, then 1 and 3. X is equal to 1, 2 into 1 plus 1, 3, 5. If you consider x is equal to 2, you are getting 5 and 7. So in case of even number, always consider the number as 2x and 2x plus 2. In case of odd number, always consider the number as 2x plus 1 and 2x plus 3. Now, if you need to divide a number, suppose the question is divide a number, suppose any number is given to you, for example I am considering y, into two parts, divide a number y into two parts. So you consider one of the number as x and another number as y minus x. Suppose divide a number 15, for example, divide a number 15 into two parts. So you start your problem with let x and 15 minus x be two numbers. Clear? Because this is sum is given. Divide a number 15 into two parts. That means sum of those two numbers is 15. You need to divide it into two parts. So obviously if one part is x, another part will be 15 minus x. Or you can just keep in mind like this, x and second one will be sum minus x. X and sum minus x. Now suppose you need to divide a number whose product is given. We need to divide a number whose product is given. Whose product is given as suppose p. Like 27, you need to divide 27 into two parts. You need to divide 27 into two parts. Suppose one number is 3. So other number will be 27 by 3. That is product by the first number. So you are getting the number as 9. So if you need to divide a number whose product is p, then your assumption will be x comma product by x. X comma product by x. Suppose divide a number 27 into two parts. So you will say let x and 27 by x be two numbers. Clear? So this is a basic problem where we need to consider this type of assumption. Now if you go through another time, you can consider this as a x minus 1 and x also. You can consider 2x minus 2, 2x also. But try to avoid the negative sign if you are facing problem in your calculation. Basic thing is that keep it simple. Learn your basics so that you are able to solve the problem. Let us discuss our first problem based on numbers. Find two consecutive natural number. Find two consecutive natural number. So if you remember what I told, consider the number as x and x plus 1. So we write let the numbers are x and x plus 1 such that sum of their squares is 61. Sum of their squares is 61. That means x square, sum of their square. So square of x is x square and square of x plus 1 is x plus 1 square. Sum of their square is equal to 61. Clear? Sum of what? Their squares. You need to divide the sentence into parts so that you can understand the meaning. Sum of what? Sum of their square. Sum of their square is 61. So now if I solve, so you say x square plus, here we need to apply a plus b square, that is x square plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 61. X square plus x square is equal to 2x square plus 2x. Now this is plus 1. And if you take 61 to the other side, it will become minus 61 is equal to 0. Clear? So, this will be equal to 2x square plus 2x plus 1 minus 61 is equal to minus 60 is equal to 0. Now, you can take 2 common. So if you take 2 common, so you will get x square plus x minus 30 is equal to 0. Now divide both sides by 2, or you take these 2 to the other side, so it will become 0 by 2. 0 by 2 means 0. So your quadratic equation will be x square plus x minus 30 is equal to 0. Now after this you are free to solve in any method. Either you can go for the factorization method where we can express this into the two factors and then we equate either this will be 0 or another term will be 0, or you can directly apply the formula, that is x is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now if you say, it completely depends on the equation. Suppose here we are getting x square plus x minus 30. So either you can apply the formula or factorization method, you will get the two values. But look at the sum and then decide whether you are going to apply the formula or you are going to solve it by the factorization method. This simple equation 30, product is equal to 30, and here the term is 1. Middle term is 1. So 6 minus 5. So if you simplify, if you factorize this, you will get 2 factor as x plus 6 and x minus 5 is equal to 0. If you factorize this, so you will get x plus 6 into x minus 5 is equal to 0. So we can say that either x plus 6 is equal to 0, so it implies x is equal to minus 6, or x minus 5 is equal to 0, it implies x is equal to 5. Now once we are solving the quadratic equation by factorization method, I explain you the logic. Again, for your convenience, I am telling you why these two product is equal to 0. If product of two expression is 0 or product of two number is 0, so the only possibilities is when one of them must be equal to 0. Two non-zero quantity can never lead you to a 0 result. So we are using that logic, either this will be 0 or x minus 5 will be 0. So you are getting two values of x, one is minus 6 and another one is 5. Now you need to find out the natural number. We have to find out the natural number. So x is equal to minus 6 is not applicable. So here we write this is not applicable. Why it is not applicable? Because minus 6 is not a natural number. So x is equal to 5 is our answer. So we can say that therefore x is equal to 5 is first natural number. And x plus 1, so we can say that 5 and x is equal to 6 is second natural number. Or you can write directly x is equal to 5 or and 5 plus 1 that is equal to 6 are two consecutive natural number. Now you might ask, what will happen if it is given as integer? If it is given as integer, you need to consider both values. X is equal to minus is also an applicable answer or valid answer. X is equal to 5 or minus 6. Both are the valid answer. So if it is a natural number, both are valid answer, but valid values of x. But since here it is given as natural number, so we need to avoid the negative value. Moving into the next problem, if the product of two consecutive even integer, product of two consecutive even integer is 2 to 4, So in case of consecutive even integer, what I told, you need to consider the number as 2x and 2x plus 2. So you will say let 2x comma 2x plus 2 are two consecutive even integer. Now what is the condition given? Product is given as, product of these two even integer is given as 2 to 4. So we can say 2x into 2x plus 2 is equal to 2 to 4. Product of these two integer is equal to 2 to 4. Now if you are comfortable with taking the terms common, then you from these two terms you can take 2 common and these 2. So this will become 4. So I am writing one step for your convenience. From here I am taking 2 common. So 2 into x plus 1 is equal to 2 to 4. Now 2 into 2, 4. So this 4 I am taking this to the other side. So you will get x into x plus 1 is equal to 2 to 4 by 4. Now cancel out. 4 1 ja 4, 4 5 and 4 6 ja 24. So we are getting as x into x plus 1 is equal to 56. Now if you are not comfortable with the taking common, some student might have that lagging, so you can simply multiply it. So I am showing this step. So directly multiply 2x into 2x, you will getting 4x square. 2x into 2, so you will getting 4x. And take this 2 to 4 on the other side, minus 2 to 4 is equal to 0. Now if you are comfortable, you will take 4 common or directly solve the equation. So basic idea is go with your strength. How you are comfortable with your calculation part, it is up to you. We can suggest some ideas, we can show you some ways to make your calculation easier, but always go with your strength. So now if you multiply, so you get x into x, x square plus x, and I am taking this 56 to this side, so you are getting minus 56 is equal to 0. In the last sum also, because in the last 2 or 3 episode we are already explaining you how to solve the problem, so I am not solving this. If you apply the factorization method, your two factors will be x plus 8 and x minus 7 is equal to 0. If you apply the factorization method, you will get 2 factor as x plus 8 into x minus 7 is equal to 0. So either x is equal to 8, either x plus 8 is equal to 0, it implies x is equal to minus 8, or x minus 7 is equal to 0, it implies x is equal to 7. Now we have to find out two consecutive even integer. So x is equal to 7 and minus 8. Both are valid answer because the integer might be positive, might be negative. So we write when x is equal to minus 8. When x is equal to minus 8. We consider the two consecutive even integer as 2x comma 2x plus 2. So 2 into minus 8 comma 2 into minus 8 plus 2. This is equal to minus 16. Minus 16 plus 2 minus 14. Or and when x is equal to 7, then 2 into 7 comma 2 into 7 plus 2, that is 14 comma 16 are our answer. Since we are getting, now again I am explaining this part to you because you might consider why we are getting 4 answer. See, we are getting two different values of x. One is 7 and another one is minus 8. So corresponding to minus 8, you are getting two consecutive even integer which both are negative. And corresponding to x is equal to 7, you are getting two consecutive even integer, both are positive. Now, see, product is given, two negative number always give you a positive, two positive number, product is always positive. Now, let us discuss this problem. Sum of two number is 9. Sum of two number is 9 and sum of their squares is 41. Sum of, see, I am breaking this line here, sum of their square is 41. Taking one number as x, if you remember, once I am giving you the initial guideline, I told sum is given. So if one number here, first number is already given, you need to consider the first number as x. So if I consider the first number as x, then the other number will be sum minus x. Clear? So we write let x and sum minus x, that is 9 minus x, are two numbers. If you have any problem, just go back and check the general guidelines that I have given. In case of sum, first number you need to consider as x, so the other number will be sum minus x, 9 minus x. Now, moving into the condition, sum of their squares. So, square of x is x square, square of 9 minus x is 9 minus x square. Sum of their square is equal to 41. Now, form an equation in x. So, this part is over. Form an equation, you need to form an equation. And the second part is solve it to find numbers. So, x square plus, here we can apply the formula of a minus b square, that is a square minus 2ab plus b square. So a square means 9 square 81 plus b square, that means plus x square, minus 2ab, that means 2 into 9 into x, 2 9 is 18 multiplied by x, so 18x is equal to 41. So x into x plus x square plus x square is equal to 2x square minus 18x. 81 minus 41. 81 minus 41 is equal to plus 40 is equal to 0. Clear? I am taking this 41 to this side. So 81, this 41 will become minus 41. 81 minus 14 is equal to plus 40. Now we can take 2 common from these three terms. So if you take 2 common, you will get ax square minus 9x plus 20 is equal to 0. So now if you divide both side by 2, or if you take these 2 to another side, so 0 by 2 is equal to 0. So we are getting x square minus 9x plus 20 is equal to 0. 20 you need to divide, product is 20, you need to divide into two parts such that their sum is 9. So you will get x minus 4 and x minus 5 is equal to 0. See my friend, you need to, here I am not solving the problem, but if you are doing this sum, looking at my videos, please solve this problem. Now once you solve this problem, you will get an advantage. Your other 2 or 3 exercises you are getting revision also. So don't write directly, you will show entire steps so that that part will also be in the revision mode. Now, so we can say either x minus 4 is equal to 0, it implies x is equal to 4, or x minus 5 is equal to 0, it implies x is equal to 5. Clear? So, here sum of two number is given. Sum of two number is not specified, whether it is natural number, real number, integer. So we need to take both the values. So x is equal to 4 and x is equal to 5. So we write when x is equal to 4, so other number will be 9 minus x, that is 9 minus 4 is equal to 5. When one number is 5, so when x is equal to 5, other number will be equal to 9 minus x, that is 9 minus 5 is equal to 4. Now see, in both the cases you are getting 4 5 or 5 4. Clear? So your solution will be, therefore x is equal to 4 and 5 are two numbers. But since you are getting both the same answer, don't avoid this step, because you are getting two values of x, so you need to show corresponding to one value what is the other value, corresponding to this value what is the other value. So I advise you, don't skip those steps. Let us discuss this problem. 5 times a certain whole number is equal to 3 less than twice the square of the number. Now say I am reading the entire line. As I told you, reading the question is an art. So you need to learn the art. 5 times a certain whole number. 5 times a certain whole number is equal to 3 less than, and once you come across the term greater than or less than, there means it is a difference of two terms or addition of two terms, twice the square of the number. What I have done, I underline the word which will form my equation. We have to find the number, so we consider let x be the number. Let x be the number. Now 5 times a certain whole number. 5 times a certain whole number. That means 5 times into x, it is equal to 5x. 5 times a certain whole number, that is 5x, because we consider the number as x, is equal to 3 less than from what? Twice the square of the number. So twice the square of the number, and then it is 3 less than. So 5x is equal to 2x square minus 3. So if you take the term 5x to that side, so you will get 2x square minus 5x minus 3 is equal to 0. Clear? Now we need to solve this equation. Now last two problem I solved with using the factorization method. For a recap, I am going to solve this using the formula method. So in formula method we need to compare with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We will get a is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 5 and c is equal to minus 3. So x is equal to, formula is minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac by 2a. So minus b, that is minus of minus 5, that is equal to minus of minus 5 plus minus b square, that is minus 5 square minus 4 into a into c by 2 into a. In the formula, I substitute all the values of a, b and c at their respective position. So minus of minus 5 means 5 plus minus 5 square means 25, 4 2 ja 8, 8 3 ja 24. 25 plus 24 is equal to 49. Square root of 49 is 7 by 4. So value of x will be equal to 5 plus 7 by 4 or 5 minus 7 by 4. So 5 plus 7 is equal to 12. 12 by 4 is equal to 3, or 5 minus 7 is equal to minus 2 by 4, that is minus 1 by 2. Now 5 times a certain whole number. 5 times a certain whole number. 3, and we are getting the two values of x as 3 and minus 1 by 2. Certainly minus 1 by 2 is not a whole number, so we say not applicable. So x is equal to 3 is the required answer. Therefore x is equal to 3 is the required whole number. Clear? Moving into the next problem. The difference of the square of two numbers is 45. That means two numbers are given whose difference of the square is given as 45. Now difference is positive, that means one number is bigger, one number is smaller. Now the information about the smaller number is given as the square of the smaller number is 4 times the larger number. That means square of the smaller number is 4 times the larger number. So we consider the larger number as x. Let larger number be x. Then square of the smaller number is equal to 4 times the larger number. So we write square of smaller number is equal to 4 times the larger number, that is 4 into x. It is given that square of smaller number is 4 times the larger number. So square of larger number is smaller number is 4x. Now larger number is x, so square is x square minus square of the smaller number, that is 4x, is equal to 45. X square, it is a larger number square, minus smaller number square is equal to 45. First line of the problem, the difference of the square of two number is 45. Now smaller number, square of a smaller number is given as 4x. So we compute the equation. Now x square minus 4x minus 45 is equal to 0. We will take 45 to this side. So x square minus 4x minus 45 is equal to 0. Now we solve this equation using either by the factorization or by the, now if you solve it by the factorization method, so factor will be x square minus 9x plus 5x minus 45 is equal to 0. So from the first two we'll take x as common, x minus 9. From the last two we'll take 5 as common, so you get x minus 9 is equal to 0. It implies x minus 9 and x plus 5 is equal to 0. So we can conclude that either x minus 9 is equal to 0, it implies x is equal to 9, or x plus 5 is equal to 0, it implies x is equal to minus 5. So the number is 9 or minus 5. Clear? Now let's discuss this problem. There are three consecutive positive integers. Three consecutive positive integers. So consecutive positive integer 3, x, x plus 1 and x plus 2. So we consider let x, x plus 1 and x plus 2 be three consecutive positive integer. Let x, x plus 1 and x plus 2 be three consecutive positive integer. Now what is the information given? Sum of, again I am making a line here, sum of what? We need two terms. So sum of the square of the first. Square of the first means x square. Sum of square of the first and the product of other two. Product of other two is equal to 154. Clear? There are three consecutive positive integer. So three consecutive integer or natural number or whole number, we always consider it as x, x plus 1 and x plus 2. So we are considering let x, x plus 1 and x plus 2 be three consecutive positive integer. Now the second condition, I mean again explaining, sum of first term is given as square of the first and the product of other two is equal to 154. Now if you simplify x square, now if you multiply these two, x into x, x square, x into 2 plus 2x, 1 into x, x, 1 into 2, 2 is equal to 154. So if you simplify, you will get 2x square plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 154. Now bring this 154 to this side. So you will get minus 154. So this will be equal to 2x square plus 3x minus 152 is equal to 0. Now we solve this equation using the formula. So we write comparing with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Comparing with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, then a is equal to 2, b is equal to 3 and c is equal to minus 152. Now we apply the formula. So formula is x is equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So minus b, so minus 3 plus minus b square, that is 3 square, 3 square means 9, minus 4 into a into c, so 4 into 2 into minus 152 by 2a, 2 into 2. Clear? Let us simplify further. So minus 3 plus minus, minus of minus, plus 152 into 8, 152 into 8, so it will be equal to 1216 by 4. So it will be 1216 plus 9, it will be equal to 1225, and square root of 1225 is 35. So we write minus 3 plus minus 35 by 4. So the two values of x are minus 3 plus 35 by 4 or minus 3 minus 35 by 4. Now we have to find out positive integer. This will give you the negative, whether integer or not, it will be a negative. So we write it as it is not applicable. Now if you simplify minus 3 plus 35, it is equal to 32, 32 by 4, 32 by 4 is equal to 8. So we consider the number as x, x plus 1 and x plus 2. Therefore 8, 9 and 10 are the required number. Clear? In the next video, I am going to share how to solve word problem based on fraction and 2-digit number. Till now, I request you to practice the sums based on number, and if you encounter with any problem, write your problem in the comment box and I will try to solve it and upload it as soon as possible. Thank you.